Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Wenyard Basic Training. This is going to be kind of a thing to show everyone how you start Wenyard and how you make an income with a company that is the investment stock market game. It shows you how to get invested in the stock market. Now, we're going to start by logging in with an account, and we simply put our username and our password and we log in. We're going to go through the whole pic briefly for everyone to understand what happens when you have an established Wenyard account. I'll go over each point in a little bit of explanation so everybody got an idea what's going on. You'll see 8 boxes across the top, and these boxes all have a significance. If you have established a Wenyard account, you're going to have an escrow value, and this is in euros. All these boxes are, if they have any money identified in them, all they will be in euros. This particular account has joined as a broker, and they have 293 euros. Actually, these euros are paid as a incentive to use the game, and they're distributed prorated every day. So the euros that are in this box are transferred to the euros in this box where it says mandatory account on a daily basis. And we'll go into how these are used in a few minutes. But the first thing we want you to know is that these euros are transferred with a small amount of distribution every day, so that you can use this account to buy stock. Okay, now we have over here on the WFOs. WFOs are actually stock options. They're going to be used at a later date. And when I say stock options, that means this stands for Wenyard Financial Options. And there are 5 euros in this box. I should say in this box, and they're valued at 1 euro each. So this is where the WFOs are stored at. This is how much they're worth. Currently, a stock option is 1 euro each. That could go up or that could go down, depending on how the market works. Over here, where it says Wenyard account, this is actually your cash account. When you earn money, or if you put money into the Wenyard, it will directly go into this account. Any earnings go into this account. Any funding will go into this account. This account can be transferred through another processor into your bank account, wherever that may be. Now, points left and points right. These points are actually how they pay you with the binary system. When you get points on the left, some people refer to this as a power leg. You can always load up points on the right, and this is the pay leg. And actually, when you get just a little over 100 points, you'll be paid 40 euros. When that 40 euros comes about, it'll go directly into the Wenyard account. So that'll be cash. Now, the way you add points to the right or the left is by enrolling people. And we'll go over that in a little bit as well. But whenever you enroll people, depending on their position that they take in Wenyard, they will get anywhere from 100 points up to about 800 points. So that's the way that works. And, of course, sponsored users is the actual individual referrals that you make to people to join. So that's the 8 columns there I wanted to show you. NASCO is a separate entity, and that is the stock market. And this has started on January 13th, so we just got started on the NASCO. It hasn't been going that long. They have 6 companies currently operating fully functional on the NASCO market. There's a few more companies coming on board, and these are some of the newer ones. We'll go over the ones that are operating right now in a few minutes. The one-liner is another income-generated stream, which is very, very profitable and very interesting for people to understand. Every single person that comes into the company after you do are going to be in your one-liner report. So this individual actually has 46,000 people in his one-liner report, and this 550,000 is his next pay grade. So he can move up to the 50,000. And by the way, we still are loading up between 500 to 1,000 people every day. We having some days we go over 1,000, but the average is somewhere between 500 and 1,000 people. So this is a growth company, and it's very profitable. Now, the new members that are joining under this individual is listed below. You can see the countries they're coming in from. So we have a major portion of the people coming from Europe, and then they're coming from all over the world. Weekly WFO qualifications. In order to stay active and get paid and use your options to purchase stock, you need to put 10 euros a week to stay active, and that's a very low number, but that 10 euros is an investment amount, and this individual is good until January 26th. So everybody needs to make certain that this date is ahead of schedule. So obviously, within the next day or so, this individual needs to place his $10, what they call the qualification. And actually, it's not a fee, it's not a fine, it's an investment that person would put in. So that's a $10 WFO qualification, and they can purchase 1 week, 4 weeks, or 12 weeks, whichever they prefer to do. Can also purchase for themselves or for their downline members. They simply put the user ID, and the funding goes toward those members, so that you can keep your members up to date as well. All right, and you have choices of taking it from the Wenyard account, or if you would rather, you can use a gift certificate to pay the WFOs as well. So a gift certificate simply means you take and you provide a gift to that individual and let them put it in on their own. All right, now we have next, how do you sign someone in? Using the gift code option is the easiest option to make available. You can use your current funding that's loaded, as Wade said, in the Wenyard account to provide somebody with a way to get into the system. There's 3 different positions that you can get in on. The broker is the least expensive for 95 euros. The pro broker is 295 euros, and the executive broker is 795. Obviously, the executive broker is going to be given the most incentives and the greatest amount of opportunity with more income potential. So an executive broker can easily create an income of 6,000 euros per week. Now, the other 2 brokers cannot do that as a base pay, but this is a base passive income. Once it's established, every week that person would get 600 euros. And that's permanent, that's every week. Buying extra WFOs gives you the capability of purchasing stock for future purchases purchasing stock options for future purchases of stock. And you simply indicate the amount you wanted to buy. After you put the numbers in there, you can put whatever you wanted to. You can purchase 1,000, and obviously, since it's €1 per share, 1,000 euros would be $1,000, just as an example. All right, and I think that covers our loading of our Wenyard program, which Wenyard is the pay or the marketing side of the house. It's the pay side. It's where you get paid the money at, where you keep track of your money, where you keep track of your people. It is very similar to maintaining a back office on any legitimate network marketing company. Now I want to go into the second stage, which is easily going into by going down here to the NASCO login. This is your actual stock market. Once I click on the stock market, you're going to see how that works. We're going to go into that now, and then we'll come back to Wenyard after a moment of going through the stock market. The stock market is an interesting game, so I don't want you to think it's a real stock market, but it operates identical to a real stock market in a lot of respects. So it teaches people how to actually work with the real stock market. The NASCO is showing up now, and we have 6 active companies in the NASCO stock market. These 6 are listed on the right-hand column here, starting with Artico, Micron, Skygo, Salintor, UViper, and Wellogic. Now, Wellogic is the last one, and the price of these stocks are all about 35 euros at 35 cents per share, with I believe this one, Skygo, being a little bit more. But all of these stocks are going up in price on a regular basis, some of them daily. They increase every day. They can go up a few cents a day or a penny a day, or they may not move every day. But to determine whether they move or not is for the individual to decide. One of the ways they can decide whether a stock is going up is by reading the news releases or the press releases on each stock and seeing if there's any current activity that we would be interested in knowing about to help to increase that value of that share. Now, this individual has 380 shares of Artico stock worth 133 euros. He has UViper stock, 132 shares worth 46.2 euros, and Wellogic stock worth 240 shares worth 84 euros. Now, what I would like to do today is to maybe we could invest in some Skygo stock, because that is a very impressive stock. If you read about the news release, you will see that Skygo recently made a huge success on the big electronics exhibition in Las Vegas. And they are also considering consolidating with Micron, which is a very powerful company, and becoming a partner with Micron. So I think that knowing that Skygo was one of the least attractive stocks in the past, it has a great potential for the future. So that, I believe, would be a great investment, because I do believe certainly that Skygo will be going straight on up. So what I'd like to show you how to do is simply let's just buy some stock of Skygo, and how much can we purchase? So let's see if we can buy stock of Skygo. Where are they at? Here. We don't have to click on it. And we can see where it started and where it's going, and it's on an upward trend. It continues to go up every single day almost, without exception. From the January 20th, it's increased every day, straight on up to past the 35 mark, and we're going into the next day, so we can maybe beat the next day and get some stock. Now, everything in the mandatory account is purchasable. So all we have to do is say, okay, I would like to buy Skygo stock at how much is it per share? 36 cents a share. Now, I could put a buy order in for 35 cents, but if it's going up, chances are I'm not going to get it at 35. But I certainly can buy it at 36 today. But if I put a buy order in at 35 and it doesn't go down, my buy order will stay at 35 until it goes down, and it may never go to that mark. It may go up to €1 a share or higher. So we're going to buy it at 36 cents per share today, and let's see if we can do how many shares we can do. So we come over to the number of share account. We put the price in. While I do this, watch the meter go on cost per share. And I have 10 shares. I have 1534. I've gone all the way up to 40 shares. I'm up to 46. You know, I went too high. I can't go that high. So I have to bring it back to about 45 shares, which is great. All right. Now when I sell stock, it's going to go into the NASDAQ account. Since I haven't sold any stock, all my funding is in the mandatory account. So I got to click the payment method to mandatory. If I was to sell stock and then transfer it to SkyGo, I could sell it in NASDAQ, have valued of funds in the NASDAQ account column, and then I could purchase it in NASDAQ stock if I sold something else, or if I had money already transferred to NASDAQ. But my income or funding is now in the mandatory account. So I'm using mandatory to buy it, and we're going to buy 16.2 euros worth of stock. I place a bid order, and if everything works right, it should say I purchased the stock. As you see, I purchased the stock. Everything is cool. It said order placed in queue. I go back up here. Let's see what happened. SkyGo has gotten me stock at 36 cents per share, 45 shares of stock, 16.20. That's great. So now I can go look at my portfolio. I got one of the greater shares of stock, and currently I have, let's see, Arquito stock, I have SkyGo stock, I have U-Viper stock, and I have Wenyard stock. And these are the number of shares of each. The value of all the stock is 279 euros. Total WFO escrow value, this is money I'm going to have to spend in the future, is 293 euros. My shares of stock continues to go up in value every day. That's very important to understand and remember. Basically, we have an individual that only invested 95 euros into this company. And because he's been doing this for a couple weeks, he has well over 500 euros worth of stock. And I believe if you add everything together, you will see that he's probably approaching 600 euros worth of stock and soon to be purchasable stock in the future, which he can cash in for real dollars. Okay, I want to come back now to the Wenyard, and I just click on Wenyard again. I'm back in the Wenyard column. And I said I was going to go over a few points, and I'd like to do that now. I'd like to show you the downline that this individual has. Now, this individual has not recruited anybody at all, but it looks like he has a pretty good downline. This is separate from the one-liner. This is actually money, personal, individual placement accounts, and all these accounts here are all under this individual's account. All right. Now, some of these people are what we call executive, as we talked about in the past. If they're black in color, they're executive brokers. If they're gray in color without a red line around them, they're pro brokers. And if they are plain white with a red line around them, they are single brokers. So he has a variety of people in this business. He has some people with a downline of their own, and he gets credit for every one of these people that are under him. Now understand, he has not recruited anybody yet, but all these people came in after him, and they were placed in his group. He does recruit. All he has to do is put one person on the left, one person on the right, and after that he begins to make money. So this individual has a good people and a great start. And I want to go into the downlining again. Now currently with the number of people that he has, he should be able to create some very ready income as soon as he puts people on both sides and starts building on this side over here. The points are retired as soon as he accumulates a little bit of money on each, and he goes through a process of putting the points on the right side. He will get 40 euros every time he accumulates 133 points on the right. It will take 266 points on the left and put 40 euros in his cash account. All right, the one-liner, I'll go through that. That's very important. The one-liner is where she makes a significant base pay. The one-liner is one of the very best pay programs in the industry. It's hard to find a company that can pay you 6,000 euros a week starting out, but this company can do that. Now, you may not say, wow, 6,000 euros per week, that's phenomenal. But let's start it from the beginning. If you wanted to work your way up to 6,000 euros per week, you start out with 5 euros per week. Just by joining, and within a day, you're going to have 250 people in your one-liner. You're going to get 5 euros a week just for joining. So that's cool just in itself, because they pay you for being there, be head of the 250 people. As soon as you have 500 people, which is almost always within a day, you're eligible for 50 euros. Now, you only have to refer 3 people to join, and you get 50 euros every week. Now, that's enough secondary income for a lot of people. In some countries, that's enough to be a primary income for them. But that's all every single week. Once you put 3 people in one time, you're going to earn 50 euros a week on the one-liner report. So this is an automatic thing almost. All the way down here, at least to 1,000. This is payable after the first day. You can get 100 euros a week. Now, obviously, you see the frontliner has to increase, and you have to upgrade to a pro broker to get 100 euros a week. But as soon as you get pro broker and you have 6 people referred, you're eligible for 250 euros per week. It keeps on going. And the very least an executive broker with 9 people can get would be 500 euros a week. Now, it's not too difficult, and it doesn't take too long to get up to 300 euros a week. Yes, you need 18 people, but you don't have to do it in one day. But if you're an executive broker, is it worthwhile to work for the executive broker for 300 euros a week? You know, if you want to know how much that is in US dollars, that's about it's over $17,500 per month. $17,500 would make a lot of people happy. Okay, so this is just the one-liner report, and these are the last 200 people that came in this individual's group. All right, I wanted to go over that a little bit, and if you have any questions, get back with your sponsor about that. The next area of income, which is very important, is momentum income. Now, momentum bonus means that you have to do it within the first 3 days of you joining, but it is a powerful, powerful income potential, because if you refer people within your first 3 days, you will match not only the points that they accumulate, but also you will match the amount of WFOs that they accumulate. So if they get 100 WFOs, you get 100 as well. That's what's important about the momentum bonus. So by getting those WFOs or those stock options, you will automatically be able to transfer it to stock and create money for yourself. So it's a 100% matching bonus that's eligible to you for the first 3 days of joining, and you can extend that momentum bonus by joining people, and every time you join a person, you get up to 3 more days of extension, which is really cool. Okay, so there's people that have extended that for weeks in a time. So every time somebody joins, you get the matching bonus. Okay, the recognition bonus, which I want to go over a little bit, is a powerful incentive tool. Everybody starts out with level 1 with a recognition bonus, and this is a reward that you get over in the other column. But basically, you're going to go through steps, and the stepping stone goes like this. This is cumulative steps, 10 steps, 30 steps, 100 steps. Everybody in your group that cycles through an income level will create a new step for you. So if you get a person coming in as a 1 broker, you get 1 step. But if you get a person coming in as an executive broker, you get something like 5 or 6 steps. Weekly steps are required to generate this particular level. And once you hit that level, you stay at that level. For instance, level 6 will be 2,500 WFOs, and we start getting some other nice incentives when we get to level 7. We get some trips. These trips are fully paid for. Iceland, Dublin, New York, Hawaii, Seychelles, and I forgot how to pronounce that, but that's a high resort right off the coast of India, and also a space travel. So all these are listed right here, and these go into incentives that are absolutely out of this world, literally out of this world. So the space travel is conducted by Virgin Airlines. They're now taking reservations for it. Okay, so this is a company that's got a long history of things to do, and that's pretty much covers the whole program from start to finish. Now I'm going to jump back up to start again to see if we just review everything we covered. And we actually covered the escrows and all these 6 categories here. The news is important to look at every day. Basically, your bonuses, you have 4 different bonuses, and this lists all of them down here, and you can get individual information on each bonus. And of course, we stock market, which is called NASCO, and that's a stock market game that you can use to invest into companies that are already operating on the system. All right, and thank you very much for your attention. It's good talking to you. Hope to see you next time. Bye now.